Hi, it's Mike. Welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. This here is a treatment for a rash I have, a very painful rash. So we're trying to keep it dry. It's silver cloth. It's a treatment for it. Hopefully it'll work. Today, we're going to take a look at my blood sugar. My current blood sugar is sitting at 6.7. And for the last 24 hours, that's 94%. 6% above range and 94 within range. So, today, I want to talk to you about proving yourself a T1D. Now, proving yourself a T1D doesn't sound like, why are we doing a video about this? Let me tell you a story. I, Mike, being a type 1 diabetic, was rushed to emergency after a low blood sugar. I went into emergency, and based on my age, my weight, the person, the doctor who was on emergency said, I think you're a type 2, so we're going to cut insulin. And I said, no, I think you better call my endocrinologist before you do it. No, that's what we're going to do. We're going to admit you until the new diabetic drugs take effect. And I said, no, I'm not a type 1. Within 3 hours, I was starting to get sick. I was drinking an awful lot of water. I was urinating a lot. And then started vomiting. And we had a switch of doctors. Shift change, I guess it was. And even after all those hours of me saying, hey, I'm a type 1, and having nurses who had known me and know that I'm a type 1 had come and really sort of edged me on and said, we tried telling the doctor, he's just not listening. Well, about 11 o'clock, there was a shift change, and the new doctor came in to see me. He saw that I was drinking a lot, urinating a lot, and vomiting. He immediately ordered a blood test to make sure I wasn't in DKA, and imagine that, I was in DKA. We never took it further. We kind of wish we did, but we never took it further. The doctor also admitted me, because if you show up with DKA, chances are you're going to have to spend a couple of days. And they ordered a C-peptide test, I believe they call it. Don't quote me on the name, but it's where a protein, if you're a diabetic, when your body makes insulin and your body uses insulin, it releases a protein. And that protein is the marker. And if you have that protein, then your body's producing insulin, and if you're having sugar problems, you are a type 2 diabetic. I didn't have these proteins. I was a type 1 diabetic. And they treated my blood sugars. This was prior to me having a pump. And people just assumed because of my size and because of my weight. When I came here to this facility, the first doctor that saw me said, "Oh, but your size, you're a type 2, you're not a type 1. And I had to explain, I'm on an insulin pump because I'm a type 1 diabetic. We've done the test. I definitely am a type 1 diabetic." Well, she said, "Oh, okay, I'll take a look." She found in past documentation on my health. But if you show up in an emergency and you are showing signs and the doctor comes up and says, "Oh no, you're a type 2, fight for it." I kind of said, "Okay, you know better than I do." When in fact, this doctor didn't know. He just saw the two factors. He had no other, and he started treating me for type 2. He prescribed the drug. He wanted me on metformin, which I had been on metformin as a type 1. And I said, "I don't want metformin. But this is our first line of drugs." I said, "No, I need insulin. I need a regimen. I need the basal long-acting insulin, and shots is what I've been on." "Well, that's why you're going low." I survived. I survived, and I hold my head up. That's my musical interlude, sorry. But same as if you're a type 2 and you go into the hospital and they start saying you're a type 1 and you've been treated as a type 2 for many years, maybe ask them to check their sources. I'm not going to say that they're always going to be incorrect, but you have to be prepared. I believe it was C-peptide. I could be completely off. But type 1 to type 2, ask for the test. Because if your body's producing insulin, even if it's less, this test will show a marker. And if you show that marker where it breaks so that your body can use the insulin, then you're definitely a type 2. I believe my pancreas is not producing any insulin whatsoever. I'm definitely a type 1. You take insulin away from me, and all of a sudden, I'm getting into DKA territory. Symptoms of DKA, when you should go. You're starting to drink a lot more. Your blood sugars are more than 14. You're vomiting. Now your thirst is usually more than, "Oh, can I have a drink of water? I'm thirsty." Get out of your way. Where's the tap? Get me a glass. Or you'll just start drinking. I worked with this person years ago who said, I'm not sure if it was his brother or his brother-in-law, drank water out of a cooler, the little drip part that you can drain your cooler. He opened that up and just kept drinking. And that's when the wife of this person said, you know what? You need to go see a doctor. And he was a type 2. So it's important that you take care of yourself. And if something's not right, whether you're wrong type of diabetic or your wrong medication or something about your diet is wrong or you're allergic to something, fight for your rights. And I don't mean, okay, come on, let's go. But say, hey, you know that I'm a type 1 diabetic, right? We've been through the tests. Point things out, because if you don't, you're going to have issues. Okay, that's it for today. Have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. My email address is Mike's Diabetes World at gmail.com. All one line. Drop me